All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. And shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The infrastructure is already in place, and it's all around you. So I got a couple videos to show you, and this is for the new people who may not know what the MOTB is, because that is a very, very important prophecy, and it's really happening under your nose every day. And majority of the people have been conditioned to accept it, because the only difference is we deal with that technology every day. You got a credit card, you got an Apple Pay. The difference is now they want to put that technology in your skin. Okay. So
digital currency is happening in parallel with the digital IDs because each one is a necessary component of the broader system that they're building. They're not sharing this with the public yet. They're acting like the digital ID is its own separate independent thing. The push for central bank digital currencies, that's a separate independent thing. But really, these are all connected. And what they want to do, I'm glad you mentioned the Chinese social credit score system. That is ultimately the vision. And the Financial Times inadvertently maybe revealed that just recently in an article. They said that as they roll out CBDCs, these are going to have to be tied to a national digital ID that's going to contain private information about every individual, including their credit information and other data. And so at the World Economic Forum, they've been talking about this now for several years. They want to be able to regulate what you purchase with your central bank digital currency, which is only possible if it's connected to your digital ID. They want to regulate how much CO2 you're emitting, which will
see, what have the prophets been telling you for years now? And the carbon footprint, they've been talking about that since 2021. So we're on the third year of that. So that carbon emissions is literally just talking about you breathing, you existing, you moving around. They're saying that that's a problem. Okay. So they're using CMATE change to transform the world into having a global domination, a global slavery system. That's what they're trying to do. They understand that a kingdom is ran off of buying and selling, business. They want to control that. All right. You tell a person that they can't buy no food. That's going to make a person, get a little weary. It'll make a person be like, hey, man, shit, I got to eat. I got children. A lot of people use the excuse, forgetting about the Most High, who y'all claim to know and love. Talk about you Jesus freaks out there. When it came down to the juicy juice, people made a lot of excuses of why they took it. And half of the people actually just believe of the scare tactics that they was putting on the news. So by having this technology inside you, they're going to be able to control. Because people never talks about, okay, if I put this device inside me, what is the side effects? Also, who controls this digital implant? Because this digital implant is going to be tied to a social credit system. That's where the slavery part come from. That you literally going to have to do what they say, or they're going to deduct or just turn the shit off.
Possible once all these systems are connected. So this is coming very, very rapidly. And it's not just in the EU. There are now at least a dozen states in the United States that are pushing forward with digital IDs. And I just flew through Des Moines 2 or 3 days ago. They're now accepting digital IDs at the TSA. So this will be here very soon, again, if people don't stop it. Digital currency.
We have the tech people building the clouds and the telecommunications. We have the military doing space and Operation Warp Speed. So they're putting up the satellites.
And you remember that Operation Warp Speed, that came from Donald Trump. What happened in 2020 before, Joe Biden went into office? That's when all these people start making videos about making all these videos about 5G towers. They waking up to 5G towers in their neighborhood. Remember when they shut us down because of the pandemic? And then that's when they was putting up all these 5G networks, all in the cities, putting them in the trees and things like that. So they've been setting up the infrastructure. It's already in place. It's just that we are on the Lord's time. Edom would have been, set this up. Remember, he's going to come down with that great wrath because he know we have but a short time. And also, this is for educational purposes, entertainment purposes. I am not a doctor, and I'm not making any profit off of this. This is fair use. So this is what's happening, and the infrastructure is all around you. It's already put in place. They just waiting for the right false flag to get the people to bow down to it with less of a fight. But the scripture said that it's going to be sedition among men. All right. But they're trying to do it in a cunning way because that's what the serpent do.
Okay. Then we have Big Pharma, which is making the injections.
See, that's why I really didn't want to play this video, but it is what it is. Lord willing, that the video still stay up. But yeah, so she's about to say something, and then I'm gonna pause it.
That are full of these mystery ingredients and modify your DNA, and for all we know, make you infertile. And then
see, it's deeper than that. Now, it is to make you infertile, and I've been saying it for the past couple of videos that these people that have been trying to have babies, which is bugged out. You trying to bring babies into this world, but a lot of women been complaining ever since they took the juicy juice. They've been having miscarriages and just not getting pregnant at all, But it's deeper than that. Creating a computer operating system in you that the digital implant can run off of a network. That's what those mystery ingredients is doing. It's creating a computer system in you. Okay? And this information been coming out since like the mid of 2020, probably like 6 months later, maybe 8 months later, because I think the Juicy Juice came out 7 months later, So really from 8-9 months later, this information been coming out. A lot of doctors been offed. A lot of doctors been blackballed. So yeah, this is not a game, but it's deeper than just infertile.
we have the media pouring out the propaganda, and then we have the central bankers engineering to the central bank crypto systems. So you have these different pillars, and it's very important when you look at what's going on day to day, particularly in the media. They're trying to keep them separate so that you can't see how they're going to come together.
And this is why the prophets is the most important on the earth and the most important to the Lord. Because see, we able to tie these things. We able to see these things, as the Lord said, blessed are your eyes for they see, blessed are your ears for they hear. So we are able to tie it to the scriptures. These are insiders and people who deal with financials and stuff like that, but they can't go into the scriptures, to basically make their claim. See, we can go into the scriptures and back it up, because the world is just a stage, and that's why the book is called the scriptures. Okay, everybody's fulfilling the Lord's lot. But yeah, and for you false prophets out there who's not warning the people about this, and who got a problem with, and you scoffers out there who have a problem with us teaching about the MOTB, this is why it's going to blindside you, and you're going to take it because you haven't prepared yourself. And the way that you prepare yourself is by trusting in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai by any means necessary, because the Lord created food, not Esau, Edom. And then and that's why the scripture says in Romans 15:4, whatsoever is written aforetime is written for our learning. So we have accounts of men of the Lord being fed by a raven, Elijah, all right, water, stones turning into water. That happened in the time of Moses. All right. Manna fell from heaven in the time in the wilderness. So yes, the Lord will feed you. The Lord said in Isaiah 65:13, my servant shall eat and drink, but you shall be vexed. And how? For vexation of spirit. Okay. That's talk about the unbelievers.
integrated system, which is basically integrated into your body and your mind.
And that's what you call total control. Now it's saying to your body and to your mind. Now, if you have good sense, you should know what that's talking about. Remember, they want the digital implant in your forehead, and that's pretty much going to be for people who got, like, you know, crippled, blind, spinal problems, things like that, cognitive problems, brain problems, you know. But then, you know, the buying and selling aspect is going to be with your hands.
For what purpose?
To institute the slavery system.
That is the best way to put it. All right, that is the best way to put it. So let me get a few scriptures. I already got them, so we don't gotta, you know, type them in. So, and he cause of all. Okay, this is how he's going to cause. He's going to crash the system. All right, and this is going to be the only means that you're going to be able to have to buy and sell and be a part of his system. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, no matter what status you are in. Okay, this is the new way. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that's the system that is set up around it. I mean, also that digital implant, it actually have numbers in it. Okay. And obviously, when you look at, because that information came out through our apostles years ago. When you look at a barcode, the first line, the middle line, and the end line is 666. Okay, so you think that the RFID, the universal product code, because that's what a barcode is when it comes to buying and selling. All right, you think that's not going to be on the C-hip? And it says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 636. Now I want to show you just for the new people. Let's get this word. So you got Chi, Xi, stigma. Now, when you click on this word, as I say, the 22nd to 14th, the obsolete letter, and right here, stigma. Let's look at the definition. So for Strong's definition, you got a mark, incised or punched. Now, what happens when you punch? That word comes from punctured. Okay, we seen the device. All right, that they're going to puncture into you to put the C-hip inside of you. All right, it actually looked like a modern day awl. The same thing that used to get put in the ear of a slave that loved his master so much that he wanted to be a slave forever in Exodus 21. So it says for recognition of ownership. And this is why it is a grave sin if you take it, because you're literally saying, I don't care about you, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. I want to make Esau Edom my master. He's my owner. Okay? A scar of service. What would cause a scar? Obviously, a cut, an incision, that would cause a scar. But look at this. A marked, pricked in. Okay? A mark pricked in. I don't even have to read no more. Okay? But we're going to continue. Or branded upon the body to ancient Oriental usage, slaves, because that's what, listen, this is, as you see on the screen, right? To institute the slavery system I'll talk about on the video. All right? Slaves and soldiers bore the name or stamp of their master. You calling Esau your master if you do this. Or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. Come on now. So for you false prophets out there that's talking about, oh, that's dealing with sanctions, that's dealing with nations. Last time I checked, okay, let's play devil's advocate here. It's dealing with nations, right? Don't it take people to be a nation? All right, if you want to play that game. But anyways, the picture of Cesare Borgia, the picture of Jesus. Okay, so many. It's horrible. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself, and y'all going to be ashamed when this thing come to pass. So it says, and there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their God. So you basically showing reverence. All right. Let's see if it go back to what I had it.
So in other words, if I am going to do everything through a smart grid, and I need to run the smart grid into your neighborhood, and then I need to run the smart grid into your body, the question is, how am I going to build it out in your neighborhood and build it out in your body without you seeing the trap? Right? So that's why you try and keep these different lines separate. So if you listen to the central bankers, they try as hard as they can to stay away from these conversations. So it was interesting. I was watching an IMF presentation on cross-border payments, and the Federal Reserve Chairman, the head of the IMF, mentioned the digital global ID system. And you would the Federal Reserve Chairman almost blanched, and you could energetically feel him moving like a galaxy away. It's like, no, because, there are 325 million Americans, and there are more than 325 million guns.
That's why the Lord said in 2 Esdras 15 and 16 that there should be sedition among men, and people fighting with swords in their hand, and they're not regarding their kings or princes. This will cause, people to uprise. Imagine you waking up, it's a Monday, you wake up Tuesday, the whole system is broken down, crashed. All right, you got no money in your bank, foods ain't in the store. That's going to cause people to uprise. So the scriptures is on point if you have the eye salve and the heart to understand.
And he doesn't want everybody to see this until the trap is thrown. It's too late. We have the tech people building.
So now, Matthew 24 and 24, there shall arise false anointeds, false prophets, got a lot of them, and they shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. That's why you have these scientists on here talking about, this chip can do this C-hip can do this, C-hip can do that, or this C-hip can make you walk, make you see, it can upgrade you. They call it human augmentation. Okay, so in the beast, Revelation 19 to 20, and the beast was taken with him. All right, the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that have received the mark. See, the reason that he deceived you, because he made you feel like this is no other way. You have to take it. The same way that they got you, they deceived you to take the juicy juice. Now look at all the things that's coming out about the juicy juice. You've been duped. You was deceived. All right. So deceive them that have received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. Those were both cast alive to the lake of fire, burning with fire and brimstone. And that's what you call the second death, Revelation 20 and 14. Okay. So the infrastructure already in place. They looking for the right false flag to bring it. And you can't say that you haven't been warned. All praises to Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai and Shalom.